To be sure here, and Antoinette, on the reports, number one there, it says Eric Howard was appointed the new Snow Isle Library's Director of Board of Trustees.
Is that correct?
It's Executive Director of Snow Isle Libraries.
Executive Director.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
All right, I'll make that change. Thank you.
And so there's that. The other thing, and I really don't have a problem with this, but there are a number of places here in the questions for Antoinette that Andy is looks like Andy was really busy, but it was actually me who was asking all those questions. So it doesn't
Typed
really.
Andy at the beginning, and you know what? I don't know why that happened.
Okay.
Abe.
Yeah,
You're
and
right.
I'm not saying everywhere it's, I think
Like the
Andy
same
did
person,
say the
right?
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh
That
my
was
gosh.
his. But then after that,
Yep.
that was all me. So,
All right.
which tells me that I ask a lot of questions, I
Oh my
guess. But
gosh.
anyway,
Thank you. I'll fix that
okay,
too.
not a big
I'll
deal.
send that back to Caitlin corrected.
Okay.
Perfect.
All right. Everything else I think was fine. Any other additions, deletions, corrections that anybody could? No, I mean, obviously, if you
No.
just looking over it now, that's understandable. But if you have anything, I'll just give it another 30 seconds or so, and then we'll go from there.
For those of you that are online, if you hear music, there's a party going on upstairs at Hartford Hall. So we're rocking out down here. No, that's where the music's coming from, if you can hear it. So apologize.
And if they start with "Don't Stop Believing" and we all get up and dance, you'll know.
It's like a group activity.
No. Okay. All right. So, all right. So that being the case, if there are no other changes, I would say that by unanimous consent that the minutes have been accepted and will be submitted with those corrections.
Sounds
All
good.
right. Okay, good. So, new business. I don't know that I have anything to report as new business outside of what's going to be in the reports. So,
Joanne missed the last meeting and this one. So do we know if she's still interested in being on the board? Is she still in the area?
yeah, good
I
question.
think we need to reach out to
We
her
do
just
need to do
find
that.
out.
Yeah, because that would represent half of them for the year. So,
Yep.
yeah. Okay. Very good, good question. And I will follow up on that myself. Okay.
All right.
So. Oh, I know what the new business was. Did I not mention? I didn't put it on here. I'm sorry. I should have put it on the agenda, but I did mention it to all the board members that we have an open seat now. Unfortunately, Melissa Maffio has to move out of the area. She is in Bellevue, I think now. But anyway, so we have an open seat. And I was told that it would be listed on the website. I haven't checked, but I assume, and we're not in a huge rush because we're doing okay. We're able to make our, minimum numbers work here in order to have a quorum. But if anyone knows of anyone that you'd like, would be interested in this, let them know. The way to do that is to check out the website, the city website. There's an application that they would fill out. And then the city actually arranges for the interviews and everything else. That's kind of out of my hands. I have to attend, obviously, when we do the interviews. But in terms of timing and everything else, ideally, we'd like to have them in place before the next meeting. But, we'll be fine. Okay.
Yep, I'll work with Caitlin and we'll get that done.
Okay, good. So there's that. All right. And by the way, I did speak with Melissa and said, you have to come to the grand opening of the library when that happens. And having said that, it's time for reports, and let's begin with Snow Isle.
Would you like me to start with the new library? That wasn't included in my report. That was a separate announcement. I didn't want you all to have to wait until today to hear it. Faber Construction has been selected as the construction company for the new library. They do a lot of like government and big municipal projects, so they're really experienced. Construction is slated to start, if it has not already started, if they've not already gotten to the property this month. And it'll take them a couple of weeks to figure out where the construction trailer is going to sit on the site and put up the fencing and all of that. But once all of the preliminary preparation work is done, it should move pretty quickly. Library staff from the communications and marketing department and capital planning department went through the neighborhood near the new library site and put a door hanger on every door, letting folks know that construction was starting. There's going to be some noise, give them kind of the expected timeline. We wanted to make sure our communication to those who would be most impacted was coming in advance. We do expect the project to take between 15 and 18 months. It's a pretty broad range because you have to order a bunch of things and decide, well, if this chair doesn't come in that fabric, do I want the fabric or the chair? All of that should be done. We're looking at, if everything goes as expected, a grand opening of spring 2026. And I can tell you library staff is already planning summer reading 2026 in the new building. They're very, very excited. Any questions about construction timeline? I don't have a ton of information, but I'm happy to take it back to the capital planning department and get you any answers.
Did you say it was Faber?
Faber, F-A-B as in boy, E-R.
Got it. Thank you.
I thought it was very, very good of you to let us know as soon as you had it, and obviously before it went online. So thank you very much for including us in that announcement. So anyway, great.
So we can just dive in. Happy New Year, everybody. It was not until I printed this report that I realized it was 4 pages. I promise I will not read through everything. Some of it's just for fun. But I wanted to start off with just a recap of the year-end numbers for the Lake Stevens Library. We all know that numbers don't tell us the whole story, and I have plenty of anecdotes to kind of pepper into my report. But I wanted to just show you the growth of the library over the last 3 years. 2022, we were still coming out of pandemic restrictions. Our numbers were a little bit lower, but 2023 and 2024, we saw increases in checkouts, check-ins, holds, registrations, and visitors. With these increases in 2024, that puts Lake Stevens at #1 out of all mid-sized libraries in the Snow Isle Library System. We're #1 in checkouts and renewals, #1 in check-ins, #1 in holds, and #1 in registrations. So we're killing it. Great job. Keep reading, Lake Stevens. You guys are doing wonderfully. And that's really great. I think it shows the dedication and that the community really has to the library, even if it's in a small space. They're still really using the library, which is great.
Yeah.
I've included some of our programming and outreach updates and then our programming schedule for the next quarter. You guys can go through those. I won't pull anything out. One of the things I did want to talk about was the outreach to all of the Lake Stevens School District elementary schools. This year, we have all 7 of the elementary schools participating in third graders read together. I think that's the first time that this has happened since before the pandemic, which is fantastic. Third graders read together is a Snow Isle Libraries Foundation supported program. All the schools receive Otter Award books, and I've included some information and some links in the report. And then Snow Isle provides teachers with activities and materials to support talking in the schools about the books that they're reading. And then we have 2 authors do online author talks during the school day. So the author talks are really geared towards the students. The teachers can log into their classrooms, play it on Zoom, and then it's an interactive discussion between the authors and the kids. They get an opportunity to ask their questions, raise their hand. We have an author and an author illustrator, and both of those will be available on our website, and teachers will get a push out notification from our librarians about when that's happening and how to register their classrooms. It's been really popular in past Oh, we expect it will continue to be popular, and it's really great to see that program grow in Lake Stevens. We are going to be participating in Prime Time again this year. We received the grant from Humanities Washington. We're going to be doing Hillcrest Elementary again this year. As you may remember, much of our library staff is new this year, particularly our entire youth services department. And so Primetime is a challenging program. It requires a lot of coordination. There are a lot of people, a lot of moving parts. So we opted to hold it again at Hillcrest Elementary because Jillian did it last year, is experienced in it, did a fantastic job, and could kind of help our new librarian learn how Primetime works, go through a first round, and then next year we'll choose a different elementary school to work with, assuming that we get the grant. We're really looking forward to that. That's going to be starting at the end of February.
Help me out here because I'm sorry to interrupt, but
What is
Hillcrest is the
Primetime?
one off of 91st, is that right? Or is,
On Highway 9.
okay, Highway 9. Okay, all right.
It's actually the elementary school that I think is physically closest to the new library site, which is why we chose it last year. So we're trying to do more outreach to the schools that are going to be closer to the new library to kind of establish those relationships. So when we move over there, they know like, oh, you guys are right here.
Okay.
So that was why we chose Hillcrest last year, among a variety of other reasons. But we'll be working with them again this year.
Okay.
I also wanted to give you an update about self-service. So back in November, when we had that very, very powerful windstorm and much of Lake Stevens lost power for several days, the library really became a hub for people to come, and we were lucky enough to have power through the whole time. And we had over 270 customers come in that first day to charge their devices, contact their insurance companies, get warm. We moved folding tables and chairs, and we had people on the floor, and we pulled out extension cords and really tried to make sure that we were serving as many people as we possibly could. In addition to that, we also signed up over a dozen new customers for self-service that week. That meant customers could come in starting at 6 a.m., stay until 10 p.m., have power, charge their devices. We had a customer who had already booked the study room for like a work from home meeting. But when she saw all of the people that were coming in, she opened up the room so other people could join her. So we had 4 people in the study room, all on headsets, all on their individual Zoom meetings, trying to work from home because they didn't have power at home. So they were working from home from the library. It was just really wonderful to see the community coming together and participating in that. And we were really happy that self-service was a way to even extend the reach of what the library can do for people, particularly in a crisis. And we were mentioned in the Everett Herald, the Lake Stevens Library and self-service hours is particularly useful during that time. So that was really nice too.
Wow. Excellent.
Interestingly enough, the library had a power outage on December 13th. It was Friday the 13th, which is why I remember that. It's also my 3-year anniversary at Snow Isle. So it was a series of events, but we had about a 3-hour power outage. And as you may remember, Fridays are when we hold Dungeons and Dragons. We had record turnout. There were 20 kids who wanted to play D&D. So we set up lanterns and they played D&D in the dark for 3 hours until it just got too dark and we had to close down the library. But again, I think just, they were so excited to be there. They were excited to hang out with their friends. I think it was pretty exciting for them that the power was out and they got to play, by lantern. But really just a wonderful kind of community building opportunity there too.
Great.
The last couple of things I wanted to go over are just some district-wide updates. One of the initiatives for Snow Isle Libraries this coming year and moving into next year is to host programs that help students and families complete the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid for college. Washington State is 48th in the country in FAFSA completion, which is very low, and we want to try to help that. So we are working with a number of community organizations across the district to hold programs at different libraries. Marysville has programs starting this month, both in English and Spanish. Sultan and Granite Falls have been identified as locations where FAFSA completion is particularly low within the county. They're also holding FAFSA completion programs there. You can, Sultan, I think, already had theirs. I think Granite Falls is going to have theirs this week or next week. And they have folks there, specialists who can help people fill out the application, show them which documents they need. They have dinner, so you can come and grab dinner, because we know that after that evening rush is really hard, right? If we have a program at 6 or 6:30 and you're trying to get dinner on the table, so we're having dinner so folks can just go straight there after work and get help with that. So that's going to be something that you'll see throughout the early part of this year, and I'm sure that we'll probably continue that into next year as well. Finally, I wanted to give a Board of Trustees update. I don't know how many of you had the opportunity to meet Martin Munhia, who is one of our Board of Trustees members. He was on the Board of Trustees for 14 years, was a fantastic advocate and supporter of the library, but his tenure is over after 14 years. He deserves a break. So there was a competitive application process, and the new Board of Trustees member, Kay Kroll, was appointed. And Kay is a resident of Marysville and will begin, and her term begins this January. So at the January board meeting, that will be her first meeting.
Okay.
And then the final page of the report is just the fun stuff.
Yeah.
Top checkouts of 2024. Adult fiction, nonfiction, all of the areas. So whatever you're reading, you can, how many of you checked out? How many of you read all 3 of the top 2024 adult? Okay, so now something to strive for. You're welcome. And I wanted to show off our latest library card design. So we have colorful dinosaur cards now. If you are still rocking the old school Libraries Transform or the green like Snow Isle library card, that's cool. No judgment. But if you want to come in and get a cool library card, we have Snoopy and Sasquatch and orcas and dinosaurs. And we'll swap it out for you, whichever one you want.
And I got a little confused the last time on this, because I still have my old one and it's pretty bad shape.
Yeah.
But so if I get a new card, it's going to have a new number.
Yes, it will.
So
Yeah.
does it keep
That's
any?
why I have my
Oh.
20-year-old card.
So,
Oh.
You have the number memorized.
Yeah.
You can memorize a new one. I know you can. Your number does change, but we migrate your account, like we merge them. So
Okay.
all of your stuff will go, including like your Libby stuff too. So
Okay.
we just do a process where we merge the accounts. All the data is the same. It's all there. You don't really have to do anything. You will
Okay.
have to memorize the new card number though.
Okay. Well, that's all right.
It may be worth it if
Think
you have a
about that.
disintegrating card though.
Yeah, yeah. The key, the one I used to keep on my key ring is gone. But I did find out that the app on
Yes.
the phone, you can use that and
Yes.
scan it. and
Mhm. You
Everything
can
else.
enter your card in the app and then just
Yeah,
scan the
it's just the
phone.
easiest.
Very
thing. So it's
high-tech.
like, why do I need a card? Anyway.
Because it has dinosaurs on it.
Well, that's true. It is. It's cool. Yeah. So, all right. All right.
Any questions for me? Anything I can go over? Anything I didn't cover?
Okay, silly question perhaps,
There
but
are
you
none.
said that we're number one of the mid-size. So what makes us mid-size? I mean, I would have thought we were small, but
We're not actually. There's a variety of ranges. So it's large, medium, small, and then tiny.
oh,
So Clinton is a tiny library. It's
Oh,
a
that's
double
true.
wide trailer.
Yeah.
So
is size of the library based on the size of the building or the size of the staff, size of the community?
it's the size of the building. And typically the size of the staff correlates to the size of the building. So it's kind of both.
Mhm.
A large library is Linwood, Oak Harbor, Edmonds, Mill Creek, Marysville, Snohomish. Medium libraries are Granite Falls, Lake Stevens. Oh, I just wrote this down yesterday.
Oh,
I just wrote this down yesterday. I can't remember,
Oh, wow.
but about that size.
Okay.
Yeah, and then small libraries would be like Sultan, Briar, Langley.
mhm. Yeah.
So, Stanwood is medium. Stanwood, thank you. Stanwood, Arlington, Granite Falls, Lake Stevens, Freeland, I think is the bit. There's 6 of us.
You know, I've not visited Camino Island since they've been at their new one. Is that considered medium?
Camino, I think, is medium also.
Okay, yeah,
And we're
Alright.
still beating them in check-ins and holds.
okay.
So
All
what
right.
will we be when we get the new library?
I think we'll actually be a large, you know what? I don't know. Cause Monroe's considered a large library because Monroe is about 17,000 square feet. So I don't know really what our classification will be. That's a great question. I'm going to push on that. We'll see.
Like moving up in the Westco leagues or something.
Yeah, right. There
But
you
do we
go.
really want to compete with, I'm happy to
The
be big
librarians
fish
might
in a
have
little
to-
pond.
All right.
But really, I think that speaks more to just how well utilized the library is for the community. There are, Lake Stevens has grown, but in terms of population it's not that much bigger than, like Stanwood or Arlington or something like that. And so just the fact that, we're reading so much, we're checking out so much, we're registering new customers at such a rate is really great. It's really wonderful to see that kind of engagement with the library. And that it increases year over year. That's really what the goal is that every year we want to reach more customers. We want everyone connected to their library. We want everyone to know that the library is a welcoming space for everyone. And so really the goal is everybody, right? But it's just wonderful to see the continuing increase in connection to the library.
Okay. So I assume that when we move to a larger facility, that will mean more staff. Is that correct? Or,
That is my hope also.
okay.
Yes.
Yeah, all right. Well, good. There you go. So, all right. And another maybe dumb question here, but we have checkouts and renewals. So check-ins is just when they check it in.
Mm-hmm. But do you see how that number is higher than
Why
what's
is
been
it-
checked
yeah,
out?
Why are they different? I
Lake Stevens is a returner library. Our collection's really small. And so
Yeah.
people go to Snohomish and they check out the books there and then they return them to Lake Stevens because it's more convenient.
We have
Oh.
a drive. We have a drive.
Yep.
Okay,
Remember?
okay, okay. All right, that's a very good point. All
Yeah,
right.
so residents who may,
I get
Lake Stevens residents, so this library may be really, really convenient to them, right? They're dropping their kids off at Mount Pilchuck or, they're going to Jay's Market. Anything that they're doing up here, they'll drop off at Lake Stevens. But if they really want a collection to browse, they're going to Marysville or Snohomish.
All right. Well, excellent. Any other questions? No? All right. Well, then we will move on from there. A report from the city of Lake Stevens. I don't know. I suppose, Kim, would you like to offer that? And just whatever you would like to speak to. Doesn't have to be directly about the library or library services. In fact, I'm wondering what's going on here. I don't get into the downtown area very often. I admit it. I stay up where I'm at in West Lake Stevens. But anyway, so if you can give us an update of what's going on.
Okay. Well, I don't have anything prepared. I didn't realize I was going to speak. So I don't really have anything prepared to update other than I can say the city as well as all of our citizens are so excited for this. And that it's moving forward. It seems to be moving smoothly. I'm excited about the dates you just shared. My role basically at the meeting is to gather information and then share it with the city. However, since you asked me, the next meeting, I will ask the city, is there anything they want us to share with you? And of course, I always want to invite everyone to either attend our city council meetings in person. You can watch them on Zoom like I'm doing right now if you're not in town or don't have the availability to come in. They're also uploaded onto the City of Lake Stevens YouTube channel. So if you go to the city council page, on YouTube, you can find the link there to watch any of our past meetings as well. So I always like to encourage people to do that. You're also always welcome to come speak. You know, we have citizens comments and everyone's welcome to come speak. But I will ask before the next meeting if they have anything they would like me to share.
That'd be great. All right. Thank you so much.
Can I make
Oh.
one quick comment? At our first meeting in January, Ryan Donahue was elected as our new council president and Kim Shipman is our new council vice president. So I just wanted to announce that.
Well,
Congratulations.
great.
Yeah, thank you.
Congratulations on that. I would also like to specifically ask if we could get an update on the adjoining property to Snow Isle and find out where that is. That would be fantastic. Thanks.
Yeah.
I will look into that. Thank you.
Any other questions for Kim? No? Okay. All right. Well, we thank you for that report, and I'm sorry that it was thrown to you that way, but you know, hey, we figure you're going to attend. Hey, why not? You can get a chance to speak there. All right. Well, we have a representative from the Friends of the Library, and we thank you for being here. We've said before that, you know, officially, this really has to do with Snow Isle and with the city, but by all means, we leave an open spot. So if you have a report, formal or not, doesn't matter. We're just glad you're here. Lynn, go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Nice to meet everybody. I am here to talk about something new that the Friends of the Library is planning, and to ask for your support, help, suggestions, anything that you can do to support us. So we are planning a new fundraiser, and that is an auction that we're going to hold in the fall. It will be a silent and live auction. We think this is a unique opportunity to substantially increase our fundraising while the library is being built. The proceeds from the auction, from all of our fundraisers currently, is to furnish and enhance the children's section of the new library. So the timing is perfect for us to increase our fundraising in order to be able to really do some nice contributions to the children's section of the library. So I'll stop there and ask if you have any questions about that plan.
Would know just going to be in the fall, so I suppose we'll be hearing more about that. For those of us who are on the mailing list, I suppose we'll be getting emails about that as it gets a little closer, right?
Oh, you'll hear a lot about it.
Right.
Absolutely. And really, I would really appreciate any potential suggestions for sponsors, referrals for guests, referrals for donations. I mean, you people, you folks are very well connected with the community. And so any support you can give us in soliciting donations, or even suggestions for a venue for the auction. We're now exploring, you know, what's available in Lake Stevens. We want to hold it in Lake Stevens, of course, support our local businesses as well as to solicit support from them for this. So if you have any suggestions for how to make this auction successful, I am all ears. I'm the chairman of the committee, and I can give you my contact information. Also, one other thing, I know all of us have probably been to our fill of auctions, and we are looking for an auctioneer who is reasonably priced. I have talked to a couple auctioneers, but they want a lot of money. Obviously, we're doing this as much on a shoestring as possible. So we don't want and we don't know how much we're going to raise. We've got some goals, and obviously that depends on, you know, the donations, and it depends on who we can sell tickets to, who's willing to join us. So we're trying to keep our costs very low for the auction. So any suggestions you have, I would really love to hear them.
Wow. Okay.
I
Well,
see Kim has her hand raised.
yeah. So, okay. So Kim, go ahead, I guess.
So no, I was just going to say, the Lake Stevens Education Foundation does silent auctions as well. And basically, when they go out to the businesses, they put together a basket. And then that basket's placed out on tables and people do the silent auction, off the baskets. So that's, an easy way to approach local businesses, that sell items or have memberships, that type of thing. And, they had businesses mostly from Lake Stevens, but I saw some from Snohomish. So that might be an option for you when you're reaching out for donations or people who want to participate in donating to your auction. Ask for a basket. Doesn't have to be a big give. People are pretty generous. And also I'm not sure who the contact person is for the Lake Stevens Education Foundation, but you might want to reach out to them because I went to their auction last summer, I think it was, and it was very productive.
Okay, thank you. I think I was at that same, was it held outside at?
It was at Meadows Fields, I think, over kind of by the Machias Bridge.
Okay.
And they had kind of like a buffet dinner, real.
Okay, I'll check that out. Kim, can I reach out to you and talk a little bit more in depth about that suggestion? Is that all right?
Absolutely.
If you have time. Yeah, great. Thank you.
Well, there you go. Okay. So productive meeting for the Friends of the Library, I hope. So yeah, by all means, if you want to send us some information, some follow-up, Lynn, I believe our email addresses are available, and certainly, the president of the Friends of the Library, they'll have all that, our contact information. So by all means, feel free to send us more information, what you're asking for, and we'll see if we can contribute. Officially, we are, we can't take it on as a board, but certainly each of us as individuals. And I'll make one more pass at this. I do it probably at most meetings, just to say that I know that in terms of activity that's ongoing, if you're a supporter of the library in Lake Stevens, the Friends of the Lake Stevens Library, they have monthly meetings. They do a whole lot more. Obviously, if this is a priority for you, it's worthwhile. If nothing else, just to become a member. I'm on a rotating thing. I don't even have to. It automatically makes me a member every year. So I re-up easy.
Yes,
So
thank
don't
you
even
for that.
come up with it. Yes. So it's very easy to do. So I would absolutely recommend that anyone be a part of that. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much.
Go ahead.
I want to provide you with my contact information. What's the best way to do that?
Why don't you send something to us, and from that, rather than putting it on a public record over here.
Okay.
Nothing big, it's not that it's a big deal that you do it, but I'd rather not do it while it's on YouTube and all. So, okay. So there you go. Just reach out to us and that'll be the best way. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you, Lynn. All right. Well, wonderful. I think that's pretty much most of everything that we've got. So I'm just going to go around one more time and ask if there are any board comments. I might have something to say myself, so I'll start over in this end. Kevin, anything?
No, thanks. Nothing to add.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right.
I would just like to reach out to Eric Howard. I don't know if he sees notes or whatever, but it would be great if he could come and meet with us. Maybe in our next meeting is April. Is that right? We would love to meet the new executive director. So I know Lois came when she first came on, and Jonalyn was here a lot. So that'd be fantastic. Maybe you could, on our behalf, make that invitation.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll send
Okay.
him the invitation.
Thank you.
Mhm.
And if he comes on a night like tonight,
Uh,
we can go upstairs and dance or whatever.
Always
Anyway,
fun.
I don't. Oh, Nancy,
Nothing at this time.
nothing this time. All right.
No comments.
No
today.
comments.
Thank you.
Okay, I just wanted to mention something. I'll pass this along to you. after our last meeting, Antoinette made available some brochures for Snow Isle Library in different languages. And because I had mentioned that at my workplace, I could possibly distribute some of these things. Well, turned out they were happy to take them. So there was a table where there's, just kind of community type resources. And I'm happy to say that I looked today at that table, there were probably 3 of those left, and I couldn't tell you which languages they were, but like all the Spanish language ones and the Russian ones were I don't know. Anyway, so I am happy to come pick up some more at some point in time. You just let me know, because I understand you have to print them, right? Or get them from. Okay, order them. Yeah. So same amount would be fine, and I'll get them over there. So anyone else who happens to work in a place like that where there's, a lot of folks who maybe could use the services of the library, I'm at an Amazon warehouse, and we have a lot of folks who could probably do that. So anyway, it has worked out quite well. So that's my comment. If there are no other questions.
I just want to apologize again for this. I'm so sorry for this double booking tonight. I'm actually talking to a few people who are like, wait, what happened? So I'm so sorry. This is, I know, but, and I apologize for those online that maybe have a hard time hearing. So we'll fix this in the future.
Well, it'll make for an interesting recording, I think.
Yeah.
If nothing else, we have background
I
music.
know, but
If anyone asks me, I can tell them the room is not soundproof, just so you know.
yeah,
Well, I'm fine and I can't hear the music at all.
Yeah.
that's great.
Oh,
Oh, good. Okay. It's
That's good.
it's loud for us, I think.
No, not online at all. We can't.
And
even
I think their party just started, so it's gonna go on till 10 PM tonight, they
oh
said.
my
So,
gosh.
Wow.
yes. But anyway,
Who's
thank you
partying
for
on a
being so
Wednesday
gracious
night
about it.
or Thursday night?
Hey, yeah.
I guess.
People who don't have to work on Friday. That's it. Yes. Okay. Well, thank you very much, everyone who was able to be here. And
Move to adjourn the meeting?
yeah, okay.
5:10?
You moved to, anybody want to second that?
Second.
Nancy
Oh,
second.
Nancy did. Okay. All right. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay. And so